They say history is written by the victors. But what happens when the victor burns the pages himself? This is the story of a king who destroyed his own lineage, not out of mercy, not out of shame, but out of fear that his own blood would betray him. The empire was at its peak. Gold flowed through the streets. Priests called him the chosen of the gods. But in the halls of his palace, whispers began, prophecies foretelling that his own children would rise to overthrow him. He was once loved, a warrior king who fought side by side with his men. His people said his eyes burned with destiny. But destiny has a cruel sense of humor. After decades of conquest, paranoia crept in. Every victory made him more afraid of losing everything. He built monuments taller than the clouds, but the shadows they cast grew darker every day. It began with a single dream, a serpent devouring its own tail, a symbol his ancestors once called the sign of doom. The royal astrologers warned him, "One of your blood will end your reign." At first, he laughed. Then he began to believe. He sent spies to watch his own sons. He ordered his daughter's letters burned before he could read them. He even replaced the palace guards every month, never letting anyone stay long enough to plot. Soon, the court became a graveyard of loyalty. Generals vanished. Advisors were executed for thinking too long. Even the royal sculptors disappeared, for carving his likeness too young. But it wasn't enough. One by one, he called his family to the throne room. Each was accused of treason before the council. Each was taken away and never seen again. By the time the prophecy's date arrived, he was the last of his line. No heirs, no brothers, no cousins, just one man sitting on a mountain of silence. Then, in a final act of madness, he ordered all royal records destroyed. Scrolls, portraits, statues, gone. The tombs of his ancestors were sealed and erased from the city's maps. He renamed himself the Eternal, claiming he had transcended blood and birth. He demanded the priests rewrite history as if his dynasty had never existed. But the gods have their own sense of irony. Within a year, famine struck. His armies rebelled. The palace gates fell. When the enemy entered the throne room, they found it empty. Only a crown melted into the marble, and a single line scratched into the stone. "I am the last and the first." Centuries later, archaeologists uncovered fragments of his empire. A shattered seal, a name half-burned from an inscription, and stories whispered by the desert tribes of a king who tried to erase time itself. They called him the Forgotten Sovereign. No one knows his true name, but in every ruin that bears no royal mark, some believe his ghost still lingers, guarding the silence he died to create. He erased his family to protect his throne, but in the end, he erased himself. The king who feared being forgotten made sure of it. They say history is written by the victors. But what happens when the victor burns the pages himself?